Allan Lichtman's ready to tell us who's going to win in 2024. Your 13 keys really call it right?
The keys absolutely will work. They are the constant northern star of political prediction.
But wait, that means...
The Democrats will hold on to the White House, and Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States.
So I guess that means you're standing by your prediction.
Kamala Harris will be the next president of the United States. At least that's my prediction for this race. But the outcome is up to you. So get out and vote.
We are live, coming to you live. It's Lichtman Live. It's election night in America, 2024. The fate of the country lies in the balance tonight. Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. The House is up for grabs. The Senate is up for grabs. Governorship's up for grabs. What a momentous day in American history, Dad. Say what's up to the people.
This is probably the most consequential election, certainly of my lifetime. As you say, the fate of our country hangs in the balance here. Democracy is precious, but it can be destroyed. And we're going to find out tonight. We did have some exit poll results, which showed democracy rising as a major issue among voters. The economy is still number one, but democracy is close, and abortion is higher than immigration. Is Iowa a swing state?
Wow. Who knows?
Who knows? The CNN analyst gave us a brilliant assessment. If Harris wins Georgia and North Carolina, she's going to win. If she doesn't, she has to win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, right? Brilliant.
Right. Brilliant. Amazing analysis.
An analyst to tell us that.
It looks like AP has already projected Donald Trump the winner in Indiana and Kentucky. So they're one step ahead of CNN. And we're one step ahead of CNN here, Dad, at Lichtman Live.
I could have projected Indiana and Kentucky a year ago.
Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. We appreciate it. It's a momentous day in history, election night 24, and you're here with Lichtman Live. That's the best place to be, right, Dad?
You're going to get more in-depth analysis here than anywhere else, I assure you, as you know.
Yes, and we are out of Florida. We have,
yep.
Yes, so far out of Florida, we have 52% Donald Trump, 47.3% Kamala Harris, with 19% reporting.
Yeah, it all depends where they're coming from.
Right. And Florida is pretty damn close right now.
The New York Times is not letting me look at Florida. I guess they don't think it's a swing state.
Really? I just want to give a quick pep talk to everybody out there. Everybody take a deep breath. Kamala Harris is going to win this election, okay? It'll be okay. Let's take it one step at a time. Dad, why don't you take a deep breath for the people out there? In through your nose, out through your mouth.
It's really close in Florida, depending on where those votes are coming from.
Yeah. So still a lot to go.
This could turn.
You think so?
If Miami-Dade and Orlando haven't reported yet.
Yeah. Huh.
And Broward's only 60. Palm Beach hasn't reported. This could be a nail biter.
You're talking about the Florida race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly could be.
Could be close. Nothing from Miami-Dade.
Right.
From Palm Beach. Those are huge Democratic counties with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Trump may win Florida, but if he does, it's going to be a nail biter because he's only 3 points ahead.
Right.
Palm Beach, Orlando, and Miami-Dade not reporting, and still a lot of votes to come in from Broward.
Right. Georgia is now leaning blue, according to the AP, but only 3% reporting. So we're still quite a ways away.
Don't think she'll win Florida, but it might be close.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Georgia only has 3% reporting right now, but she's winning 51-48.
That's a good sign because the big urban counties come in late, as we know.
Right. Although Trump just took a lead in Georgia, according to CNN. And according to CNN, Trump is now at 53.2% in Florida.
Yeah. He took a lead in Georgia?
Yeah, that's what CNN's reporting. CNN has a slightly... Their TV coverage is slightly ahead of AP right now, it seems. Let's see. Yeah. With 50% of the vote in Florida, CNN is projecting Donald Trump at 53%. Kiko.
Yeah, Georgia only 3% in. And whoops. Miami-Dade just come in plus 11 for Trump.
Uh-oh. But that's still early.
That's not good.
No.
Yeah, I think Florida's gone.
You think you're calling Florida already? Are you calling Florida already, Dad?
What's that?
You're calling Florida as gone already?
Yes.
All right. The Lichtman Live projections.
A much bigger vote in Miami-Dade.
The Lichtman Live projections are...
We're the first to project it.
We're the first to project it. Florida going for Trump, which would be 30 electoral college votes. So he would be up to 39 electoral college votes. So far on Lichtman Live, we have Florida, Kentucky, Indiana going Trump, and Vermont going for Vice President Harris. Here on Lichtman Live, we have projected Donald Trump as the winner in Florida.
First to make a projection there.
First to make a projection there. Okay, they are showing Miami-Dade.
Trump ahead.
Trump way ahead.
You can't win.
All right. That's not good.
No.
That is not good at all.
Not
am
a
I
good
reading it? I almost feel like I can't be reading this all right.
Yep, that's what it says.
Huh.
That's really bad news.
All right. Unfortunately, folks, there were some people out there that were very optimistic about Florida. I remember people coming in our chat saying that she was going to win Florida. She will not win Florida, folks. But don't freak out. She wasn't supposed to win Florida.
Georgia's looking better.
Okay, Georgia's looking better.
Small rural counties, and he has a very small lead. Yeah, we can forget about Florida. Look at Georgia, North Carolina.
All right, I'm going to end the poll in Florida. Lichtman Live is projecting that Donald Trump has won Florida. That Miami-Dade result is pretty shocking, no?
Really shocking.
Huh.
That Biden won that big. He won it by 2 points, but to be behind by 11.
Yeah, that is strange.
Harris is 32 points ahead.
Okay.
That's a good sign. I think she's going to win Georgia.
You really think so?
I mean, I'm not calling it, but...
Yeah, all right, folks. Hey, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, if you're a Kamala Harris supporter, which I believe most of our audience is, it is looking good in Georgia. The Lichtman Live,
Georgia, it could be over.
The Lichtman Live analysis is saying it's looking good in Georgia. We're not projecting Georgia.
Not nowhere near calling it. There's only 4% of the votes in, but we can see in these Democratic strongholds, she's doing way better than Biden did, and Biden won Georgia.
Right. Okay.
Way ahead, but
Decision Desk HQ has projected West Virginia a win for Donald Trump and South Carolina a win for Donald Trump. Nothing surprising there.
I could have told you that a year ago.
Donald Trump is out big in Georgia right now, but still only 6% reporting. He's at 56%.
Small rural counties.
Right. CNN is now saying that with 8% of the vote in, Donald Trump is at 58.1% in Georgia, Kamala Harris at 41.4%.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean much. According to the Lichtman Live projections, Donald Trump is at 62 electoral college votes. Kamala Harris is at 3.
Seems like Trump is doing a little better in the Republican counties and Harris is doing better in the Democratic counties.
Correct. It does seem that right now.
But it's really close.
Yeah.
Not much difference from 220.
No. I think maybe we gave a little bit of premature excitement over Georgia. Georgia still has a long way to go. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not making any kind of assessment of Georgia yet.
Right. You were just saying something. What were you saying?
Yeah, I said it's pretty much tracking 2020.
Right. They've got Georgia at Donald Trump 62%, Kamala Harris 37%, 19% reporting.
Yeah. Really doesn't mean anything.
No, not really. Hey, here on Lichtman Live, we've already called Florida, so
We called it a long time ago.
yeah, I bet, folks watching out there, I bet we were the first people to call Florida. Has anybody seen anybody call Florida faster than us? That's what I want to know.
I don't think so. I didn't get any of that. You're mumbling a bit.
I'm not mumbling at all, folks. No,
That's better.
I'm not mumbling. How do you feel about Georgia right now?
Don't know.
Tyler O'Reilly agrees
Oh,
that
his numbers are down.
where?
He was at 63 a minute ago.
Where?
Now he's at 59.
Where?
Georgia, where else?
I don't know.
20% in.
Stop that. Everybody's complaining. You keep leaning forward into your camera and people don't like that. So stop doing that.
I have not come close to calling Georgia.
Right. Only 3% reporting.
Can't conclude anything from that.
Right.
That's kind of interesting though, because normally Trump has an early lead in these states. Let me see if I can discern anything in North Carolina. I doubt it.
I would say so far it's remarkable how similar a lot of these counties are to 2020 so far.
It's really quite remarkable how similar they are to 2020. If that holds, and no reason it would, Biden wins Georgia and Trump wins North Carolina, but no way to tell.
Ohio with 15% reporting has Harris at 56%.
What? It must be from Cleveland. Wow, that's pretty remarkable. You know, the bad polls for Trump were coming from the Midwest. The Iowa poll and the Kansas poll,
Right.
and a recent Wisconsin poll.
Still quite a long ways to go though, Dad.
What state was that? I'm sorry, I was checking Georgia.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Ohio is pretty remarkable. With only 34% in from Cuyahoga, she's that far ahead.
So interesting. So Allan Lichtman is telling
I don't think she's going to win Ohio, but it's an interesting sign for the Rust Belt.
Okay. So maybe
If she
keep out.
wins Pennsylvania, it could be all over, but we may not know. Remember, Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes. It wasn't a nail biter.
Right. It wasn't as close as people thought.
So it's amazingly similar,
Yeah.
almost identical, no matter what you look at. It's going to come down to the wire again.
Massachusetts and Rhode Island have been called for Harris.
So far, no surprises.
Trump is the projected winner in Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yep.
And as I said,
All these races, as I said a year ago.
right, of course. Right now, the Lichtman Live projections are Kamala Harris has 31 electoral votes and Donald Trump has 78.
But that means nothing.
CNN has also projected Trump to win Missouri and Tennessee. So it is 99 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 31 for Harris. Harris is up in North Carolina 51-47 with 5% recording, according to CNN. Georgia, with 33% reporting, has Trump 54.8% to 44%. Virginia has Harris up 54% to 43% with 25% reporting.
I think we can call Virginia.
Are you sure, Dad?
I'm 95% sure. Is that good enough? Only 34% in?
That's what it says.
Wow. Ohio could be close. I mean, I'm not saying she is to win, but that's pretty remarkable.
Lucas. Oh, Pennsylvania, we're getting some results. 4% of the vote in only, though, in Pennsylvania.
But she has a huge lead.
Well, I mean,
Depends where it's from.
It's all from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. That's why. She's 46 ahead. That's huge.
Allegheny, it was 20 points. In
20 points versus 46?
Yeah. But it's very early still. I mean, there's only...
Yeah, but usually in these urban counties, it doesn't change a whole lot.
Right. It's hard to change the margin. Yeah, and there's already 25% of the vote in Allegheny.
And she's up 46 points. And he was up how many?
20.
That's remarkable.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. Allan Lichtman says that's remarkable.
I mean, she's doubled, more than doubled his margin.
A 14-point lead for Trump.
14 points.
Yeah, or for Biden. So
doubling his margins or more.
Right. Very interesting, folks.
He won Pennsylvania. Keep that in mind.
Right.
This Michigan, I'm losing track here.
This is Michigan.
He won Michigan by 150,000.
Right. All right, folks. Interesting.
The blue wall is looking very, very good.
Very, very interesting numbers from Pennsylvania and Michigan. Looking good for Harris, but again, there's only...
Way too early.
There's only 2% reporting in Michigan and 4% reporting in Pennsylvania.
Right. I'm just looking at margins, that's all.
Right.
No, I'm not ready to call Virginia.
Pennsylvania now has 5% in.
And she's up by 50 points?
Yeah. But the other county...
she was doing way better than Biden.
The other county is...
Too early to tell, but I would say Georgia is a nail biter. We don't know anything about North Carolina. Pennsylvania and Michigan are looking pretty good for Harris.
Right.
And we already called Florida ahead of everybody.
We called it in front of before everybody, Dad.
We called it before anyone else. We called Florida. How many viewers?
Everybody wants us to call Virginia. 78%.
I'm not ready to call Virginia. I mean, 90% confident, but that's not good enough.
No, we're not calling Virginia, folks.
I'm almost ready to call Pennsylvania, frankly.
What? You're crazy.
I know. Not based on this, but based on the differences. Remember, Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes.
Right.
And maybe it's early, maybe it'll diminish, but she's way ahead of his numbers in the critical.
Mom says we called Florida at 7:21 p.m. Eastern.
Way ahead of anyone.
Way ahead. If you're not watching this Lichtman live stream right now,
don't let me lean forward in my seat.
I've told you that. You keep doing it.
I know. I can't help myself.
I know.
I'm excited. I'm feeling a little better.
Good. Yeah, he was. You were stressed out earlier today.
I was freaking out.
Not because you weren't confident in your pick, just because you were anxious to get the results, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, at my age, I don't have time to waste.
Yeah, let's wait on Virginia.
Hard to tell. I mean, I'm 90% sure, but I wouldn't put it in the blue column yet.
Right.
We call them as we see them.
No doubt, Dad.
But no surprises yet.
No big surprises yet.
Yeah. She's up 47 points in Pennsylvania.
Right.
I don't care where the votes are coming from.
You don't?
That's amazing. Well, it's going to be a long night in Georgia, right? The lights are going to stay out on in Georgia.
They're gonna be on the midnight train to Georgia, Dad. On the midnight train to Georgia.
Times is projecting Trump in Georgia, but I don't know how they can tell that.
Yeah. Everybody stay if you're watching and you're freaking out a little bit, stay calm, okay? We there's a long way to go. Okay? Pennsylvania's looking good. Michigan's looking good. Ohio's even looking good. North Carolina, Virginia's looking
I
good
don't
for Harris.
believe Ohio.
I know, but I'm just saying if you're freaking out, there's no reason to be freaked out.
I'm almost ready to call Pennsylvania, to be honest with you.
You're nuts, dude. You're nuts.
I know I can't,
You're nuts.
but not based on the vote, but based on how far ahead she is compared to Biden.
Okay,
Maybe Trump will be equally ahead when the red counties come in. So who knows?
All right, mark this down, somebody in the chat. At 8:22 Eastern, Allan Lichtman said that he's almost ready to call Pennsylvania.
Not really.
That's
Don't take-
remarkable. That's remarkable.
Let's see what the New York Times is projecting in Pennsylvania for what it's worth, which is nothing.
The decision desk has Trump at a 61% chance to win. I don't know what they're basing this off of exactly, but that's what they say.
Yeah, since so many states haven't come in. Who's doing that?
This is Decision Desk HQ. They just do like these live projections of who might win the state. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Oh, maybe this is the race. This is percent chance to win the presidency, not Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Ignore me. Sorry. Not good. Wow,
it's closed.
it's closed a little bit.
Close.
It's getting a little bit closer. Good thing we didn't call Virginia, Dad.
Good thing.
Her lead is shrank quite dramatically in Ohio as well.
Yeah.
She's only leading by 0.2% now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they have Trump a hair's breadth ahead in projecting in Pennsylvania.
You don't know why they have what?
They have Trump plus, this is New York Times, 0.2 in Pennsylvania. I don't get that.
That's their projection.
Yeah, but they also said it's a toss-up with no clear leader.
Yeah, I don't think they know.
Get that. And I don't see how they can project who's going to win the Electoral College when right now Pennsylvania and Michigan are looking good for Harris, and we have nothing from Wisconsin. If she
Right.
wins 3, it's over.
It's over.
Unless she loses Virginia, which I can't imagine.
There's some conflicting reports here from both CNN and AP. They both say 37% are in from Virginia. CNN says she's at 50.3%, and AP says that he's at 49. That's a dead tie right now. in
Oh my
Virginia.
God. That is scary. She has to win Virginia.
All right, Donald Trump has won South Carolina. And, we already had that. And Mississippi. So we've got him at 105 to 31. What is happening in Virginia right now?
I have no idea. New York Times has it dead heat, 40% of the votes in,
Huh.
but they're projecting Harris to win by 5.4 points.
Huh.
Very strange. And giving her an 83% chance of winning Virginia. So there must be some big Democratic areas still to come in.
according to CNN, Trump has jumped out ahead in Ohio.
No surprise.
Yeah. We were shocked. We were shocked there for a little bit.
Yeah, not by much. It's ahead by less than a point.
Yeah, but I imagine that's only going to get
No
greater.
way that she's going to win Ohio. The one that interests me right now is Pennsylvania.
Donald Trump has won the state of Arkansas.
Surprise. It's going to be a long night.
Everything is what we thought it would be so far.
Yep. So New York Times is projecting narrowly Harris to win Michigan.
Already?
Yeah, by 0.4 of a point.
1 second. My head itches. I gotta itch my head. Are we worried about Virginia, Dad?
No.
Donald Trump won 49.4% to 48.6% in 2020.
Now up 16. So he's done a lot better.
He's up 16 percentage points?
In Eaton County, yep.
That's not good.
It's a small county, but he's up by a lot.
I mean, he barely won that in 2020.
I know.
Huh. Are you worried about Michigan or not yet?
But everything.
Well,
This is a real nail biter. And, leaving aside the keys, I cannot imagine why Trump has this kind of support after totally unraveling the last 2 weeks. It's hard to imagine.
But like you say, that stuff doesn't matter.
No. That's why I said stepping outside the keys.
It looks like the AP has called Illinois for Harris.
Okay. No surprises.
So North Carolina just flipped red according to CNN.
You mean not that they're projecting it, but that the current vote.
Correct.
Yeah, I see that. But still only 21%.
It's going to be very close in North Carolina, it seems.
Yep.
But we already knew that, right? It's not really news necessarily.
Yep.
Let's check in with
Gives Trump a very slight edge in Pennsylvania, but that doesn't mean anything. They also rated toss up.
We've now got 56% or 57% of the vote in Georgia, according to CNN. And Trump is up 55.6% to 43.8%. But let's check in on the county by county. Yeah, 72% of the vote is in Fulton County already, Dad.
That's not good.
That's what I'm saying.
Looks like Georgia's going to go for Trump.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but with all those votes in from the big counties and him still leading, it's not looking good.
All right, but here's the good news. Even though it's not looking good in Georgia, folks, Harris didn't need to win Georgia, right?
She needs to win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
interestingly, Decision Desk HQ has projected Harris the winner in Virginia.
They have.
And
Okay.
let's see. AP has not, though. AP 43% reporting with Trump. Doesn't seem like. What does HQ have? HQ has 45% reporting, and they're projecting a Harris win. So this is not making any sense to me, Dad.
Makes no sense.
Maybe that's a mistake by Decision Desk HQ. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know what's going on there.
The race is going to come down, it looks like, to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And she's got to win them all.
Well, we still don't know about North Carolina yet.
It's not looking good.
Really?
I don't well, I can't quite tell, but he's pretty far ahead.
Hold on, my dog's making weird noises. 1 second. So what you're saying right now is it looks like Georgia is not looking good for
No,
Harris.
I would say Georgia is not looking good. North Carolina can't tell,
But
but it's looking
it's
great.
not looking good. So maybe we should wait on North Carolina. But he's up almost 10 points.
Yeah, it's going to be tough it's not impossible, but it's going to be tough.
Quick update on the popular vote. It is currently 21 million for Trump and 17 million for Harris.
That doesn't mean anything till California comes in.
Right.
Take a quick break, is that all right?
Take a quick break, Dad. I'll hold down the fort.
Yeah.
Call Georgia. I'll wait till my dad gets back. Yeah, it's not looking good in Georgia. 40% in from Cleveland. Only 32% from Cleveland. He could win that. Sharon Brown could win that Senate seat. All right. I think it's safe to say at this point, this is not going to be a Harris landslide.
No. No. The more likely result from her is she hits exactly 270.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, this is all she really needs are these 3 states to go blue.
That's all she needs.
That's all she needs. There's a lot of pessimism in the chat right now. But I would just say there's still a long ways to go.
Long way to go. I'm more optimistic about Pennsylvania
Right.
because of the margin compared to 220 when Biden won Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not at all optimistic that Harris can win North Carolina or Georgia.
Right.
Virginia is really strange.
Kansas has 29% in still, and she's still leading.
That's remarkable. Not so much for Kansas, but it's a good sign for Wisconsin and Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, compared to 220, Harris is far outpacing Biden, but there are very few Republican counties in. Maybe I'm dreaming,
Yeah.
but results are looking very good for Harris, I have to
Okay.
say. Underperforming, and she's overperforming, and he won the state by 80,000 votes.
Right.
I
All right.
don't see how Trump wins that state, even though the New York Times has him projected to win by 0.4 of a point, which is meaningless.
Right.
That's all those models are predicting Trump to win the Electoral College because they're going with this New York Times of Trump winning marginally in Pennsylvania. I don't see it. I remember in 2016, it looked very different in these states when he won Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
Right. CNN has called Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Texas for Trump.
So 16% of the votes in Pennsylvania. She has 64 to 36. Right. And none of these projections are a surprise, right?
No. I don't think
No.
there's been a single surprise yet.
Harris is overperforming,
Right.
but there's such small numbers of votes that it's very hard to know. But usually counties don't drastically change as the votes come in.
Right.
Maybe 2 points, but not much.
Georgia is looking out of hand, Dad.
It's definitely out of hand.
Should we call it?
Yeah.
All right. Lichtman live projections, unfortunately, calling Georgia for Trump. But remember, if you're a Harris supporter, she didn't need to win Georgia.
No.
What do you think happened in Georgia? How did Trump pull that off but not Harris? Too many white voters or something, you think?
I have no idea. North Carolina's still close. No way to tell.
People are there's a big outcry over Georgia. They're saying the biggest Democratic counties aren't in yet. I mean, Fulton County is 72% in.
Yeah, I don't
Not,
see it. Maybe we shouldn't call it.
no?
I mean, my gut tells me that it's over in Georgia, but I guess it's still a 5%, 10% chance she could pull it out late. But I don't see it.
Yeah.
None of the networks have called Georgia, have they?
No.
All right,
Oh,
let's not call it.
wait, I think CNN just called Georgia. No, they didn't. Sorry.
No one's called Georgia. All right.
People are saying the true blue suburbs haven't been called yet in Georgia, and
Okay.
it took Biden a long time to get those. I don't know.
I don't know. As I said, it'd be an outside chance.
No.
I don't see it, but we're not sure enough. Georgia's not impossible, but it would be very tough.
She needs about 230,000 votes in Georgia.
Well, she could get that.
You think so?
Not impossible.
She could get another 60,000 from Gwinnett, but where else is she going to get that many votes from?
There's still a lot of
DeKalb.
votes on Fulton.
I mean, 78% in.
Yeah, it's a huge county.
Right. How many were last time?
It's going to be very hard.
She can't make it up there.
No, I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Guys, I don't see the math here. The math isn't adding up.
I don't see the math either.
Still doesn't make.
No,
I don't
the
know.
math.
I don't know. I don't
I mean,
know.
there
It's
used to
hard to
be
say.
a big rush of late ballots from overseas and provisional, and
So are we calling Georgia or not?
no,
No?
no. I mean, I'm tempted to, but I'd say she still has a 5% chance in Georgia.
All right, never mind. I was jumping the gun on Georgia. All right.
She's still holding a 20-point lead in Pennsylvania, but I don't know if that means anything. But as I said, she's doing way better than Biden
Yeah.
and on the state.
Right.
I don't know why the New York Times has a slight advantage to Trump, but it's so slight that it doesn't mean anything.
The math in Georgia, it's just I don't know where all those votes are going to come from.
No, let's call it.
Let's wait a little bit. There's 68% reporting. Let's wait till we get to like 70, 75.
Right, but I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
Let's call it.
All right.
I think at this point she has to win the 3 blue wall states.
Yeah. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Although North Carolina is still up for grabs.
Mom says, remember, Biden won Georgia by only 11,000 votes. Yes, but to get to that margin, to win by 11,000 votes, she would have to get like 230 36,000 like difference in the vote from here on out. Oh, yeah, I don't see it either. North Carolina, it's hard to tell. Man, Georgia is extremely controversial in the chat right now. It's just not the math is not adding up. There's not enough votes. There's not enough vote margin left for her to make up 230,000 plus votes.
Net.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Mom says don't call Georgia.
I don't see how. I don't know. I just don't get the math how she could win this.
Yeah. It's not happening.
Henry County only has 1% in.
Yeah.
So she can gain another 27,000 votes. So she's probably at like close to 100,000 at that point, but she still needs 130,000 more after that.
I don't see it. Do you?
No.
I don't know.
62% in Columbus.
What did Biden get?
61.
Really weird.
Let's not call it yet.
Let's not call it. It's too weird.
I don't see where the math is to her to get to 230,000, but I also don't see where she's lagging either, so I'm confused.
Yeah, she's doing better everywhere than Biden did.
But so is Trump, I think.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, in Pennsylvania.
7 points, right? He's now up 4 points. I don't get it. Why they think Trump's going to win Pennsylvania.
I'm not worried about Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania's looking good for Harris.
I do too. But I'm saying the New York Times gives a slight edge to Trump, and I don't understand that.
Yeah, I wouldn't read into that too much. %23 reporting in PA. She's up 57.5 to 41.5.
23% in where?
Pennsylvania, according to CNN.
All right, let me check that out. They're still giving New York Times Trump a slight edge.
In Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I don't see it. Maybe because a lot of these big Democratic counties have come in already.
Maybe. To me, let me know if you agree. To me, it's looking good in Pennsylvania and bad in Georgia. That's all we know so far.
I completely agree with that. Trump is ahead in Virginia. I mean, barely, but it's really strange. I would not call Virginia.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Win it, though, or it's over.
What about Kansas, Dad? Kansas at 41%, 42% in, and she's ahead by a little less than 3%.
That's insane.
That's insane to you?
Yeah, I can't, it's hard to believe.
No, she's winning in Nebraska.
Yeah, but there's hardly any votes in. What about Iowa?
No, there's 30% of the vote is in Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird. What about Iowa?
Iowa, only 14% in, but she's winning.
Yeah. If she wins any one of those states, it could be over.
AP gave Nebraska to Trump already.
Be a long night, huh?
Seems so.
I don't know why Pennsylvania's coming in so slowly, but her lead has dropped a lot. Very scary.
Do we want to make any projections or no?
Projections of what?
Nebraska.
No, I mean, she's still ahead. I don't think she can win it, but I'm not willing to make a projection yet.
Decision Desk HQ just called North Carolina for Trump.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad. Trump is doing a lot better than expected. It's baffling.
New Jersey.
It's coming down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, and she has to win them all.
Yikes.
It's come down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, which the New York Times is tilting towards Trump, but marginally. She's got to win all three.
Right.
We are in a lull.
Shout out to Toby, Noah. Shout out to Andrew Brickfield, Michael Karsh, Nick Barber, Andrew Shelton, Ben Kessler, Jesse Buccalow, Mike Mullen, Pat McKinney, Andrew Shelton, Michael Scheinfeld, Matt Winus, Joseph Stewart, Nick Barber. Did I say that? I'm just giving a lot of shout outs right now. Sorry.
Do I have time in this lull to go out for a quick smoke?
Yes.
No. Yes?
Sure.
All right, I'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Oh, my mom is mad at me for letting my dad go out for a smoke. Oops. So I don't know. I don't have high hopes for Georgia. Neither does my dad. I mean, Decision Desk has already called North Carolina. They've called the whole mid line. I don't know if I'd go that far. But she's pretty behind in North Carolina. Ohio's done. This is Lichtman Live projections. Ohio's done. I'm still holding out on Kansas and Nebraska for now. It's going to come down to these three, folks. We didn't get the landslide. Kamala Harris supporters didn't get the landslide they wanted, probably. But the victory is still very much in her sights. If you're a Trump supporter, don't get too excited yet. If you're a Kamala Harris supporter, don't get too depressed yet. Okay? That's my advice. Oh, 18% in Wisconsin. And Harris is up. Okay, that's good news for Harris supporters. I think Kansas is gone. I think once it flipped, it's gone. It's going to come down to these three states. Harris is winning if you're a Harris supporter. She's winning in these three states. There's no grimness to me yet. There's no grimness. Maybe a little bit of just tummy turning just because it's like, God, I just want to get these results. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. The whole world wants to know. But Harris is still very much in this. So is Trump, obviously. A lot of people aren't giving up on Georgia yet. I hear that. But it's nerve-wracking. Dad, you're back.
Back. Give me a minute.
Take your time.
I wasn't out long.
Are the keys in trouble? Nah. Are we doomed now? Is this a red mirage? It's not that it's a red mirage. It's just that she might lose some states that Biden won, but she still might win. Yes, we still think Harris is going to win. Will this be a red? I don't think, guys, this whole idea of a red mirage, it's not that there's a red mirage. She needs 3 states to win. She could very well win those. Georgia, I don't think there's a red mirage, but who knows?
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. What's that?
Anything happen?
Not really. No. Wisconsin has 23% in, and Harris is ahead 53-45.
See where they're coming from.
I need some water. How was your smoke, Dad?
Good. Quick.
Yeah, that was quick. I was surprised you were back so early. Georgia is 79% in now, Dad. With 51% for Trump, 47% Harris.
Don't see it.
Yeah, how is it? There's only 20% of the vote left.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right, we're calling it. Georgia's red. Sorry, folks.
Pennsylvania's close now. 51-48. 35% in. Mom says don't call Georgia. I don't see
How
how.
could the math? I don't understand the math on Georgia. How could
don't
she
either.
make up? How could she make up 200,000 votes with 20% of the vote remaining?
I don't see it. Looking very, very, very iffy.
There are only 400,000 votes left in Georgia. Am I correct about that?
Georgia.
What?
We can call
All
Georgia.
right, Georgia's cold. What is looking iffy to you right now?
The New York Times is projecting Trump to win all 3 of the blue all states.
What?
Yep.
Somebody clarified that that's not based on outstanding counties or something like that. It's just based on the current vote or something. I wouldn't read into
1% or less, though it's still a toss-up.
So what? You're getting worried about Pennsylvania now?
I'm worried about everything. I still think she's going to win Pennsylvania, but
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
I don't see how they.
Yeah, I think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
I do too. Like
Bucks. There we go. It was 51-47.
so Biden was up 14, she's up 17.
Yeah,
I don't see how she doesn't win Pennsylvania
I agree.
because he won Pennsylvania and she's doing better.
Don't get too wrapped up in the New York Times projection. I don't even know if they're mathematically sound. Don't get too wrapped up in them.
I don't understand why they think Trump's going to win Pennsylvania.
I don't think I don't think it's accurate. I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah. I think she's going to win Pennsylvania. Yeah, they have a projection of Trump winning by 1.2 points.
PA has 40% reporting, and she's winning by 0.9.
Yeah, but we saw a lot of the Trump counties are heavily in,
Yeah,
and big Democratic counties are not.
right.
Wow. I think she's going to win Pennsylvania, despite what the New York Times is projecting.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. Wisconsin now has 35% of the vote in, and it's a nail biter.
Yeah, let's see where the votes are coming from.
PA, she now only has a 0.6% lead in PA. Did you hear me, Dad?
Heard that.
All right, Trump's won Montana and Utah. And
Oh, that's bad news.
why?
He's only up by 3,
Yeah.
and he's up by 17. Check out Marathon.
Yikes. He had about an 8-point lead or 18-point lead in Marathon.
He's got a 28-point lead now.
Yikes.
It's a nail biter.
Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't do much. It doesn't settle my.
No.
We're gonna have to wait a little longer for
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Uh-oh. PA just went red.
He just went up, huh?
Yeah.
But it's basically a tie.
Yeah. I still think she's gonna win Pennsylvania, but we'll see.
Yeah, they have a Trump 1.9 winning.
Pennsylvania, I mean not Pennsylvania. Philadelphia still has more than half of their votes to go.
These Trump counties are almost all in.
Yeah, she's gonna win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I agree.
Wisconsin.
We just went over Wisconsin. Uh, 41 according to the AP, and he's up by
2.5 points.
2.5 points.
That's not good.
It's still early. I think she's gonna win Michigan and PA.
Wisconsin's a toss-up.
Wisconsin, not sure.
.54, she's only up 48. Not good. 40, she's up 36, about the same. I don't know. It's a nail biter.
No doubt. No doubt at all, Dad.
Wow. And what percentage is in?
50.
50? Let me check this out. Looks like she might win Arizona.
But none of the rural counties are in.
Oh. Really hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, yeah.
It's going to be a nail
Apparently,
biter.
there's gonna.
Trump has jumped out to the lead in Pennsylvania. 4% in.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win PA. I wouldn't worry too much about PA.
Like the New York Times saying he's going to win.
What?
The New York Times is saying Trump is going to win.
Dad, why do you keep obsessing about the New York Times projection? Just forget it. Somebody commented in the chat, I forgot what they said, but they said that those projections are not very accurate.
No, I don't think they are.
So just forget them.
Very hard to tell.
Yeah. Trump is now ahead in Iowa.
Who is?
Trump with 49%. Should we call it?
Yep.
It's all right.
Very scary.
It's pretty scary, yeah. Let's just, it's starting to give me a headache. Just forget the New York Times projection for now.
Okay. Your mom keeps insisting we shouldn't call Georgia.
I don't understand how the math is mathing.
I don't either.
Unless the only way I think she can win Georgia is if voter turnout is just incredibly, like, so much higher than anybody expected in Georgia, and so much higher than 2020.
The vote is in.
What?
What percentage of the vote is in?
85%.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
And she's down by like 4 points, a little less than 4 points.
Not going to happen. 3.5 points.
No, it's not going to happen, folks.
Well, it's not impossible she could net 200,000 votes, but virtually impossible.
Of course, it's not impossible, but yeah, it's very unlikely. The math just isn't mathing in Georgia, guys. He's 153,000 votes ahead.
Yeah.
Say, Lichtman men, regardless of the outcome, thank you for your support and wisdom. You have been a beacon of hope and joy this past year. You have meant the world to us. Thank you, Daniel.
Wow, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to say if I'm wrong.
What's
I'm
that?
not saying.
Yeah, don't say anything. 80, he's 153,000 votes ahead.
It's not impossible, but very close. The only hope would be if there's a huge overseas and provisional ballot vote for her.
That's what I just said, right? If there's some giant
discounted.
Right. That's what I just said. If we're underestimating the voter turnout, that's the only way that she can win Georgia at this point.
Now the New York Times is saying
Dad,
Michigan.
Dad.
Let me finish. We don't know the answer. It's too
Of
close
course
to
they don't
call.
know the answer. Nobody knows the answer.
Actually, in 2020, on election night, I thought Trump was going to win.
Right.
And then all those other votes came in that were so heavily Biden. I don't know if that's going to happen this
It's
time or
not going
not.
to happen this time. It's not going to happen this time.
So what do you think's going to happen in the three critical states?
I think she's going to win. I still think she's going to win the 3 critical states.
Then she wins.
Right. I haven't lost hope that she's going to win yet. I've definitely lost hope that she's going to win in a landslide, but I have not lost hope that she's going to win.
Right.
North Carolina is 83% in, 50% to 47%.
With how much in?
83.
Doesn't look good.
No.
Not impossible. It's only 140,000 votes, but doesn't look good.
All right. I think we can call it in North Carolina, Dad. It's over.
Yep.
All right. I need to get some water. I'll be right back.
Trump's pulled out to a lead in Pennsylvania by 3 points.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I have to keep talking, but I have to get some water.
I don't see where any more Trump votes are coming from. Philadelphia is only 56% in.
She's going to win PA.
She's only 45% in. I just think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
I do too. She's going to win PA. It's like a tie in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah, I see. It's a real nail biter. Oh, real nail biter.
Trump is winning 51% of the Hispanic vote in Pennsylvania.
What?
That's what CNN is showing right now.
Was that possible? The world is turned upside down. That's all I can say. Is that better?
60% of the vote. How could he be winning 51% of the vote in Pennsylvania, the Hispanic vote in Pennsylvania? That's wild. I don't get that either.
Win the Hispanic vote overwhelmingly in Pennsylvania.
I know.
It's bizarre.
Huh. 58 Trump to 39 Biden.
It's not good. Boy, a real nail biter.
Yeah. To the wire, to the limits, to the wall. Everybody in the chat is dooming and saying Trump's won, Trump's won. That's not true, guys. He has not won. He needs to win one of these 3 states, or else he loses, basically. So he has not won yet. 43,000 people watching, Dad.
Wow. Hope they won't be disappointed.
Don't worry, Dad.
No. You're still optimistic, huh?
I'm still optimistic, yes.
All right. It's a long night.
I'm not feeling as good as I did when I first sat down in this chair 4 hour, 3 hour, however long we started to go. But I still believe she's going to win. Ted Cruz is the projected winner in Texas. Blah.
Yeah, we're way out ahead of everyone in our calls.
Yeah. They have more to lose, if they project something wrong and then go back. If we had to go back, no one would care, But Bob Casey's losing in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
The incumbent senator.
These are not very good results so far.
Nope. there has not been any good surprise if you're a Harris supporter. That's for sure.
Nothing real positive for Harris yet.
Nothing positive for Harris yet. No.
Nothing.
For Tim Sheehy, the Republican. Three percentage points difference.
1,000 difference.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Not good.
I'm not worried about PA yet. There's still a lot of votes here.
A lot of votes to come.
Yeah. I'm not worried about PA.
Well, she still has a path.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Don't forget, 2016, 2020, at this time in the election night, we were also confused about what the hell was about to happen. So, Keeks, what you doing?
I don't think she's going to win Pennsylvania.
What?
Bunch of Harris counties with very few votes in.
Say that one more time.
Only 49.
Wait, Dad, listen for a second. What did you say in the beginning of that? You said you do think she's going to win, or you don't?
I think she'll win Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I agree. We've been saying that all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's maxed out.
Easily she can make up 100,000 votes.
Oh, yeah. No, I think she's going to win PA.
She can make them up in Philadelphia alone.
Yeah.
There's still 33% to go there.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I think I still believe she's going to win Pennsylvania.
And
yeah, he's maxed out. He's maxed out.
He's maxed out.
Yeah.
I don't see a place where he has a big cache of votes coming in.
Aha says, remember the red mirage and blue shift of 2020 after midnight and the days following the election shifted in Biden's favor once mail-in ballots were counted. But it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Dad, it's totally different this time. One, they're counting a lot of states because of the fiasco of 2020.
Mail-in ballots, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not the same as 20. I understand what happened in 2020, but that's not what's happening in this election, unfortunately.
What's that?
They said, we love you, Allan, and appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Majority area. FoxyBot says, keep faith, Professor. We love you. God, so many trolls donating and being like, the keys are wrong. Guys, the election is, you realize the election is not over, right? Just want to put that out there. Sean MC says, reminding you all that it's not over till it's over. Exactly, Sean. Exactly. Wow, there's a lot of troll donations. I mean, thank you guys for paying us, I guess. It's funny that you're paying us saying that the keys are wrong when the election's not even over yet, so.
I know.
I don't get why you would waste your money like that, but I guess live your life. Yeah, California and Washington State have gone blue. Hold on one second. For some reason, I cannot hear you.
Wow. And you're muffled. I'm having trouble hearing. Maybe I'm getting tired.
All right, can you hear me, Dad?
Yes.
Is that better or worse?
Better.
Okay.
Pennsylvania is looking iffy.
You think so?
72% in. Trump is 200,000 votes ahead.
What the fudge?
So unless there's some big dumps from the Democratic counties, it's looking really dubious.
There can still be 100,000 votes in Bucks County alone. Obviously, she's not going to win
That's not
100,000.
enough.
Right.
Needs to be 200,000 votes.
There's only half in Montgomery, only half in Chester. Philadelphia is almost done.
Oh, that's too bad.
There's more than half remaining in these Philadelphia suburb
All
counties.
right, that could change things.
Yeah. Don't give up on Pennsylvania yet.
I'm not giving up on anything. I'm just not happy.
Right.
Do a special show tomorrow night, no matter what happens.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that yet. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
%62% of the vote is in Wisconsin.
Trump is 40,000 votes ahead. Not
Yeah.
good. Take another break, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. My brain is too fried at this point, and I apologize. How long have we been streaming for? 4.5 hours. Holy moly. Man, so many trolls in the chat. If you want to keep giving us money, go for it. You keep on boosting our algorithm, go for it, dog. I know the mood seems low. I think it's because there was a hope that it wasn't going to be this close. I don't think me or my dad has lost hope that Harris is going to lose, but I think we're both a little surprised at how close it actually is, for sure. Be honest, is it over? No, it's not over. It's not over. So, still a long ways to go, folks. And remember, all she's got to do is win Michigan. At this point, Michigan and PA and Wisconsin. And she's GTG, good to go, folks. Long way to go. I'm still hopeful that she's going to win these 3 states. I was hopeful that she might win North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, but there's still a lot of votes out there, guys. There's still a ton of votes out there. This is far from over. Far from over. Do not freak out. Yes, guys, I know there's a lot of dead air. Chill out. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my thoughts together. God, why does everybody just comment dead air, dead air? It's like, all right, I get it. I freaking get it. DC says, don't give it, it's close, but she isn't close to being out. This is far from over. Also, stop listening to the trolls. They need to be seen. Yeah, true. These states better hurry the F up, bro. What are you waiting for? Release your votes. You know what I mean? Guys, people are saying Wisconsin's not looking great. Michigan, there's still a long ways to go in these states. There's still a lot of votes to be had in these 3 states, okay? These 3 states are a long ways. Well, Pennsylvania's getting close, but these 3 states are still a while from being over. There are a lot of votes left. There are a lot of votes left. Don't give up on Wisconsin.
Anything happen?
Nope. There's still almost half the votes left in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
PA still at 70. We went up like 2 percentage points, I think. And she's down 178,000 votes. But there's still votes to be had in Pennsylvania for sure.
Not looking great, though.
We still don't know. We still don't know. I'm going to stand up.
Oh. It's tough on an old man.
Look, if you want to sign off, Dad, you can sign off at any time. You don't have to worry.
No. I'll at least go to midnight.
All right.
Pull out Pennsylvania still is a good shot.
Say that one more time.
If she can pull out Pennsylvania, she still has a good shot.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The lead is growing for Trump, though.
That's really strange.
68% from Philadelphia.
Like there's still a shot.
Yeah, there's still a shot. God dang.
800 votes.
God dang.
Says too much dead air.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at this point. We've been streaming for 4.5 hours. If you guys can't give us a second to not talk, you can leave. You can leave the stream. I don't give a shit.
Hey, watch your language.
Oh, I wasn't talking to my mom like that. I just was saying that generally. The chat is so hard to follow right now. It's so laggy.
I know.
You don't know that. You haven't seen the chat.
No, but I get it.
Because absentee votes usually just go by the way of the state, right? For the most part.
Not necessarily, no.
No? Okay.
No.
But still, she would need...
They went very heavily for Biden in 2020, overwhelmingly. I don't know if they've counted the absentees or not.
I don't know either, but is that what happened? The absentees pushed them over the edge or what?
Yes. That's what I think. I don't think you can count on the same wave for Harris that we had for Biden.
Right, that's what we were saying earlier.
Late surge.
Right, that's
but
what we were
I don't
saying.
know.
I am starting to get the feeling that we're not going to know until the wee hours of the morning or next few days.
That's certainly possible.
It's stressful. It's a long haul.
It's very stressful. I'm old. I've been on for 4.5 hours.
Right. We're just taking this step by step. We're not jumping through the roof right now, obviously. That would be weird.
No, obviously not.
That would be strange.
Still a lot of votes to be counted, particularly in Michigan and Wisconsin. Pennsylvania's getting tight. Only 23% left. That's going to have to be overwhelmingly Democratic, which it could be.
It probably will be. Yeah, it probably will be.
And so we may not know till they count provisional ballots, overseas ballots.
Oh, God. Look,
we've been way ahead of everyone.
We've been way ahead here on Lichtman Live, folks.
From that.
Oh, Minnesota is almost half in. All right, should we call that?
Yes.
All right. Here's our map.
You can call Minnesota.
Okay. Done.
So it's coming down to those three states.
Well, it might come down to Nevada and Arizona too. We don't exactly know yet what's going to happen there.
This is true.
Coverage. Don't let the haters get you down. You're respected with a great track record. Appreciate your analysis.
Nice.
You want to see me do a funny dance to cheer you up?
What's that?
You want to see me do a funny dance to cheer you up?
I don't think so. That won't work. What'll cheer me up would be a lot of votes coming in for Democrats in Pennsylvania.
Right.
He's got a 200,000 vote lead with 80% in. His lead is not diminished.
Michigan has gone red.
Wow.
I mean,
it's only 38% in, though.
38% in, yeah. %% in Pennsylvania, and his lead grew.
It's very, very, very difficult.
Oh my goodness.
I don't get it.
The only thing that could be happening is that we're wrong about this absentee voting thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. As well we could be.
Still only 16% reporting in Detroit, Dad, in Wayne County.
Oh, I think she's going to win Michigan.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you, sir. CNN just called North Carolina for Trump.
done that
Yeah, we had done that a long time ago.
hours ago.
Yeah, at a certain point, the math just doesn't math anymore.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. And so, like, obviously, I don't remember 4 years ago, but like in a state like Pennsylvania, when they were counting all of these absentee ballots, the estimated vote was way lower, right? Because they still were estimating that those votes were coming in, right? Or am I remembering that incorrectly? I don't remember.
I do remember. That's exactly right.
So that's why I'm confused with people saying, "Wait, there's more votes." It's like, no, there's only 9%
Yeah.
left, right? So that's why I'm just not getting these people who are saying it's a red mirage. I think
No,
this is not a
not
red
like
mirage.
this.
It's close. Or was it that in Georgia they were saying like 99% was reported and then they just kept getting more in that they weren't expecting?
Right.
Well, you just said right to both scenarios.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think he can.
Not happening this time.
Okay.
And he's actually increased his lead in Pennsylvania.
I know, that's what I was saying. He keeps going
Yeah.
up. It's not they're not narrowing the lead.
Not good.
Jeff says some swing states in 2020 didn't flip for Biden until after 90% reporting.
That's correct. That can happen.
But Georgia's already Georgia's already at
Of mail-in votes.
Georgia's already at 91%.
Called that a long time ago.
I know. No, I mean I still believe that these three states are still totally up for grabs, but it's not like this is a comfortable win for Harris, you know.
Hell no.
If it is a win.
Really worried about Pennsylvania.
I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah.
He's 200,000 votes ahead.
A lot of votes left.
I just don't remember if in 2020 their estimated projections were off on total votes. Like if at 99% they were saying 99% of the vote is in, but actually there were so many absentee ballots that they weren't expecting that there was really still 90% left to go or 10% left to go. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just don't know the answer to that.
I can't remember, yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, she's got 66% in 2024, and he had 16. So she's underperforming in Milwaukee a little bit.
Not good. It's the Arab vote.
You said that wasn't real. And isn't that mostly in Michigan?
I really love it if Trump wins. He's going to be so good to the Arab community.
But hold on. Isn't that mostly in Michigan, the Arab vote?
Yeah, that's true. Time is running out.
Keep talking if you want. All right. Too many freaking trolls in the chat, so I changed the chat to subscriber only at this point. We don't need any more.
Well, if nothing else, they saw we're way ahead of everyone.
No doubt. CNN is predicting Bernie Moreno has won the Ohio Senate seat.
Wow.
So they've already hit 50.
Yeah, they're going to go past 50.
Yep. Maybe way past.
Yeah.
Bob Casey, the incumbent in Pennsylvania, is losing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, they could hit 55%.
You mean 55 members?
Yeah. Well, it's 55%. So,
Right.
uh,
All right, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
sure, I do too. All
But we shouldn't both leave at the same time.
right, I'll stay.
There should be one person on air.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Talk to the people, Dad. Tell them your thoughts. Did you say a word while I was gone?
Still up in Michigan, 5 points.
Did you say a word while I was gone, Dad?
What's that?
Did you say a word while I was gone?
Uh, I don't remember.
God.
Maybe not. I'm kind of out of it at this point.
Right.
It's up 4 points in Wisconsin, 75% of the votes in.
He's up how many points?
4 points. Not looking good.
Yeah.
Baldwin is losing by 2.5 points.
It's not over yet, though, Dad. It's not over.
I know
yet.
it's not over. We're running out of votes.
I agree. At a certain point, the math.
The math just is the math.
Yeah. I mean, hours ago, people were screaming at us not to call Georgia, but yeah, there just wasn't. There was no math there.
There was no math.
Yeah.
We go by the math.
Yeah.
We don't go by our instincts. Don't go by our preferences. We give you it straight.
Right.
We've been way ahead of everyone.
Right.
I think I might have talked about that while you were gone.
Oh. All right. He's gone down a little bit. He went down.
Yeah, a little bit closer.
He went down like 20,000 votes in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Donald Trump.
It's still
did.
17% in. That's enough.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
long
enough.
shot, but it's by no means over.
No, there's enough there.
And there'll be more votes counted.
Oh
As
yeah.
I said, there are provisional ballots, there are military ballots, there are overseas ballots that are coming in.
Yeah, but those don't really change the course of the election.
They can.
Really?
Provisional ballots and overseas ballots are very heavily Democratic. I don't know about military ballots, but there are not a whole lot of those. I mean, if she gets within, you know, tens of thousands of votes, it's not over. If she's still down hundreds of thousands of votes, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over yet. Says there are many thousands of provisional ballots in Pennsylvania.
What does that mean? Many thousands? That could mean
They
anything.
don't know exactly. In the event of a close race in Pennsylvania, provisional ballots and their counting should get a lot of attention after Tuesday night. So she's got to close the gap to make it really close
Yeah.
for provisional ballots and overseas ballots to make a difference.
He went back up a little bit in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
She lost a ton of ground in Erie County, PA. Weren't we saying she was up by like 16 points or something crazy like that? She's now just up by 4. Decision Desk only has her at a 15% chance to win right now.
That's not good. It's gotten worse.
Yeah. It's not over. It's not over.
Yogi Berra once said, "It ain't over till it's over."
Correct, sir.
Not looking good.
Eh, it's too hard to tell. I mean, like, there's just, there's hundreds of thousands of ballots still waiting to be counted in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin.
She hasn't cut into his vote
I know.
anywhere.
Oh, he's down 2,000 votes from last time we checked.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of very nice emails, I have to say,
That's good.
saying no matter what happens, they greatly respect my work.
That's good. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, we're just not going to know until we start getting more ballots in. There's only people are really complaining about all the trolls in the chat. So I'm going to try to turn the chat to, I try to turn it to subscriber mode only. Now I'm going to try to turn it to members only.
Good idea.
Just because at this point
We
in the
don't
night,
need the trolls.
we don't need all these trolls. Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I haven't gotten more hate emails. I only got one or two.
Right. We might plummet in viewership, just so you know. But I don't know. At this point, we don't need all these trolls.
No, we don't. We never do need trolls.
Yeah. I mean, it's midnight.
That's been part of the problem in this election.
Vextrius says, the blue wall looks to be cracking. I'm so nervous.
I'm nervous too.
I think everybody's a little nervous.
Not giving up on Pennsylvania yet.
No. We're not, guys. We're not going to talk about the election's not over, so we're not going to talk about
Not over.
We're not going to talk about the keys being wrong or not, or why they were wrong or not,
No. If the keys are wrong, I'll talk about that tomorrow.
or whenever that. I don't know if we're going to even have an answer by tomorrow.
We may not. Whenever.
Right.
Whenever we have an answer.
Guys, we're not going to get into the keys. Just forget the keys.
No. Pennsylvania down to 167,000. Just cut it down by 50,000.
Right.
In just 2% of additional votes in. So it's by no means over.
Do the keys take this into consideration? We're not going to talk about the keys tonight.
No, we're not going to talk about the keys.
Yeah, his lead is shrinking in
Pennsylvania, yes.
Yeah.
It's not shrinking in Michigan and Wisconsin.
But there's still a lot of votes
A lot
to
of
go.
votes left there, yeah.
Without PA, there's no way Harris can win.
That's true.
Ooh.
Still a lot of votes to count.
Yep, still 900,000 to go, probably.
900,000, yeah. She needs to win about 60% of those.
So, how's the House and Senate? Someone asked. Not good. Not good at all. Not good at all.
Trump is way ahead in Michigan.
Really?
6 points.
Man, the margin of difference in 2020 between the mail-in ballots and the election day ballots was nuts. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's Pennsylvania, obviously.
yeah. Are our viewers still with us?
We've still got 37,000 people watching.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you
Thank you all for watching.
for bearing with us to, the wee hours of the morning.
Seriously.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of really nice. Thank you so much for your election coverage tonight. Regardless of how things go, I'm so thankful for your years and years of tirelessly insight and support. Many thanks, Allan.
Yes, thanks.
You're still supporting us.
Dad, the election's not over. You're acting like the election's over. Election's
No.
not over.
And these people are not saying it is. Yeah, I'm getting a few, nasty, but not many.
Yeah.
Times says there's still going to be a lot of processing of mail ballots in Pennsylvania because
Well,
they start counting them until today.
yeah, I know we talked about that. Well, I mean, yeah. So, all right, let's do the math here.
You'd have to win like 80% of them.
Right. Unless
Well, they're all mail-in votes.
unless turnout is crazy huge, which it doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He only won 1.4 million in-day voting. She's already won 1.7 election day voting, and he only won 1.4.
That's really weird because he won by 80,000 votes.
Well, he won 1.9 million mail-in votes.
Ah,
Yeah.
like 3-1.
Right, which is so 57 to 40, and now it's 64 to 35.
Yeah.
So that's what we were saying this whole time, is that it's not going to be the same dump of mail, not dump, but increase, counting of the mail-in votes that's going to increase. It's the
There will
ratio,
be some, but not
right?
like it was.
But the math is off. It's a ratio of 64 to 35 versus 40 to 57, right? So that's what we've been saying all night, is this is a totally different year. You cannot compare it to 2020.
No,
There's
you
not going to
cannot.
be a giant rescue of mail-in voting this time. But even so, even with that all being said, Pennsylvania is still in the
It's
mix.
still in play. And Michigan is still in play. Wisconsin, grim. A lot of people are saying they want us to continue our coverage.
What does that mean?
We should not stop our show after the election.
Right. That was the plan, I thought.
Right. There'll be a lot to cover. It's really interesting. The positive emails I've been getting are intelligent, analytic, and the negative ones are all just vulgar, scurrilous, threatening.
Of course.
Is this where America's going?
Well, it's the internet too, Dad. You got to understand the internet is a scummy, scummy place.
These are emails.
Yeah. Yeah, my eyes are just getting bleary, and I'm trying to glean through all these questions.
Sam, you and Professor Lichtman have kept me company every Tuesday and Thursday night for months.
That's
Your
great.
background analysis is so fun and insightful. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. I still have faith in the keys.
See,
Well, there may be other votes. Remember, overseas votes can come in late.
doesn't that count as provisional votes, or no? It has to. That's counted in provisional
Have to,
votes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Not good. Not good. Jesus Christ. God damn, Keeks. Kiko scared me.
I want to thank you and Sammy for all your tireless work.
Nice.
Thank you for the time and effort you put into these shows. The
Nice.
tone and information are priceless. Stay the course. Believe the keys. Accuracy since 1984.
Nice. Damn, we are just getting pummeled with emails right now.
What are we getting?
I'm getting pummeled with emails right now.
Bad ones?
No, good ones mostly.
Yeah, mine are mostly good, and the bad ones are so stupid. God, what is our country coming to?
Even some from Trump supporters saying they respect your analysis, so that's good. CNN has just called Georgia for Trump.
What, like 3 hours after we did?
Yeah. Again, people are giving a shit for calling it that early, but again, the math just wasn't there. And I think people were getting confused with the last election and how mail-in ballot was working, and the fact that it just wasn't working like that this election, period, end of discussion. So
We kept pointing that out throughout the night.
yeah.
We tell it straight. Nothing's changed.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to get nervous.
Democratic counties are pretty much in.
I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Yeah.
She needs to make up 170,000 votes.
I don't see it. The big Democratic counties are mostly in.
No, well, yeah. Shit.
I just don't see it.
This is the first moment of the night where I've lost hope a little bit.
Too. Anything in Nevada?
Nope.
Well, if she loses Pennsylvania, it doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter. Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired. I'm not going to go past one,
Okay.
but I'll hang in till one. Wow. Oh. Good thing I have nothing to do tomorrow,
Yeah, I took off work tomorrow.
and I'm not doing any interviews.
Good.
I'm done with that. I will
Good.
make a statement, and we'll decide when our next show is going to be.
Yeah.
CNN just gave Georgia to Trump.
I know, I just said that, Pops.
I know. You know what's going to happen if Trump wins? He's not going to serve out the term, and you'll have J.D. Vance as president.
Why don't you think he'll serve out the term?
I don't think his health will hold up for 4 years. Or he'll just be a figurehead. He's not going to actually govern. J.D. Vance will be governing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the same shit they say about Biden. I don't know.
No, they didn't say that about Biden until very recently. This is ahead of time. Yeah, CNN is way behind us.
Yeah.
But I take scant comfort in that.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit anymore. At the beginning of the stream, I was all pumped about it. Now I don't really give a shit.
Right.
Come here, Buzz. The Harris campaign co-chair is speaking right now. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted. Not a very reassuring speech.
No, to say the least.
Harris will not make any sort of address or statement tonight.
Good thing she shouldn't.
Yeah, she shouldn't. And that was it, and he's off. Yikes, dude! He made like a 5-minute, like a 30-second speech.
Yes.
Keeks, get off. Come on, buddy, get off. Someone just said that's practically a concession speech.
Pretty much. Well, a lot of people are saying we should keep up our channel, and I agree with that.
Yeah, of course.
No matter what happens.
I think she lost.
Running out in Pennsylvania, yep. It's not changing.
I hate to say that because I've been hopeful all night, but I think she lost.
I do too. I think it's 90% over. something ridiculous would have to happen. Not impossible, but close. Well, I'm very heartwarmed by all the positive emails I've been getting. Everybody thinks we should continue the show.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be live tomorrow, though.
When do you think we'll be live again? A regular show on Thursday?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep all day tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Let's just relax tomorrow. We don't need to worry about this.
Still looking for a Pennsylvania miracle, but I don't think we're going to have it. Everybody understands. We've given it to you straight. We called red states like Georgia before anyone else. Nebraska, long before anyone else. Florida.
I can't believe it. I'm kind of in shock right now. I've been
our country.
I've been hopeful this whole time.
I know you've been more hopeful than me.
I think it's gone. It's just not. There's just not enough room to make up. The math isn't there.
No, the math doesn't work. Numbers don't lie. I'm a numbers guy. You're a numbers guy. What point should we pack it in?
Whenever you want.
Well, I'll go to 1 anyway. That'll be what, 5 hours?
Yeah.
Hours. That's pretty good for an old man, huh?
I just can't
I'm
believe
not worried for myself, but all of these young people.
I just can't believe it.
It is hard to believe.
I just can't believe after this guy has essentially attempted to take down our democracy already, that people want to give him another chance.
Yeah. Oh, the democracy's gone.
I just can't wrap my mind around it.
Once democracy's gone, it's almost impossible to recover.
I mean, I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping that
by the dictators losing wars.
I'm holding out hope. I'm hoping that he serves his term and he leaves and we never have to deal with him again. But I just can't wrap my mind around how that many people can just ignore all the shit he did in 2020. I just can't wrap my mind around
all the things he said. He had a total meltdown in the last 2 weeks.
It's not even. That's not even it. It's not about the things that he said. Nobody gives a shit about that, obviously, or else he would have lost.
He would have lost big.
And that's why I got upset last week, because I just feel like it's this constant over and over again. Trump said this, and not enough on what he actually did.
I agree.
The man tried to send a fake slate of electors to overturn the 2020 election. That should instantly, in the minds and hearts of Americans, be disqualifying.
Should have been.
I just don't get it.
Everybody is saying we should continue.
I know. We've talked about that. I just don't get it. I mean, what did he do economically, even? If all you care about is the economy, what did he do economically that made you think he is the right man for the job?
By $8 trillion and crash the economy.
Right. I don't get it. It seems like people's are voting for Trump purely out of his bravado and the perception of him rather than the reality of him. And I just don't get that. I just don't get it.
You know he's going to be a figurehead for the billionaires and Vance. He's too lazy to actually govern.
Yeah.
He could barely get through the campaign. Heard me say this 100 times. Democracy is precious, but like all precious things, it can be destroyed. and typically destroyed from within. And throughout the 21st century, democracy has been in decline everywhere around the world, and America has now fallen in step. But never give up hope. Never stop striving. Never stop trying, especially you young people.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
It's unfathomable. I'll have an explanation when we ramp up again.
And I don't know. I don't want to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have anything to say, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't get it. I just can't wrap my mind around it. He might win the popular vote.
It's possible. That would be incredible. When I was watching things in 2016 in these same three states, and I could see the math running out for Clinton.
Yeah.
The math just wasn't there. And it's just not there tonight.
It's just not there. The margins he's got in these states are too wide.
Way too wide. 92% in. She slightly cut the margin to 120,000.
Where are you seeing this?
90%, 92% in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
The margin is now 120,000.
No, it's 215,000.
Oh, you're right.
It's gone up.
Oh my God, he's expanded it. Grief. Yeah, I'm getting tired.
All right, you can sign off, Dad, if you want.
I'm going to sign off. My message to all of you is never lose hope. Never stop fighting. Democracy is worth saving, and it will only be saved if we all fight for it. There are still, more than 100 million of us who still believe in democracy, even if it didn't go the way you expected tonight. Don't despair. Keep up the fight, especially you young people. The future is still in your hands. Good night. Good night, Sam.
Good night. Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. This man, I just can't believe that many Americans are giving Trump another chance. I just can't believe it. I just can't wrap my mind around it. Guys, I don't have any comments on the keys, so you can ask as many questions about the keys as you want. I didn't develop them. I'm not an expert in them. I don't have any comments on the keys. You're going to have to wait for my dad for that. Unfortunately, it's just terrible news. My thing is, Donald Trump tried to overturn the 2020 election. In my mind, that in the heart and minds of Americans should be disqualifying automatically. And I just can't believe that many Americans were like, you know what? Let's get him back in there. I just can't wrap my mind around that. Man. I don't know how this happened. I don't get it. Yeah, someone just said completely dumbfounded. That's the way I feel. I don't understand why so many Americans believe in this man. I just don't get it. Are people that worried about immigrants? Like, I can't wrap my mind around it. Oh God, I just saw RFK Jr.'s face. Holy shit, that dude's gonna have so much power. Fucking Elon Musk is gonna have so much power. Holy shit. How the fuck? How? RFK Jr. is an anti-vaxxer. I don't get it. I don't get it. It seems like people just don't care about facts or reality, or they want to believe what they believe, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. Dew says, Sam, what do you think went wrong? I think the first thing that went wrong is they kicked Joe Biden out. I think that's the first thing that went wrong. I honestly believe that. I knew that was a mistake. I felt like that was a mistake. I felt that to my core. Now, what if Joe Biden won? I don't know. But he wouldn't have done any worse. Right? That's the thing. Would Joe Biden have won? I don't know, but he wouldn't have done any worse. Literally. People keep saying, what about mail-in ballots? Mail-in ballots have been counted. Not all of them, but the majority of them. They've been counted. This isn't 2020. It's a very different political and voting landscape. 2020 was the anomaly, not the norm. A lot of states already counted mail-in ballots. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I thought the women were... I honest to God thought the women were going to save this election for her. Honestly, I really did. I thought women were going to come out in droves and vote for Harris. I'm just feeling very confused right now. I'm just like, how? Why? I guess people really, really don't believe this time around he just won't do this same I don't know. Like, they really don't believe, he'll try to create a fake slate of electors. I guess they really think that he won't try to, do a quid pro quo with the president of Ukraine. Like, I guess they just don't think that. I don't know. Or they don't care. Maybe that's it. They just don't care. But how could you not care? What happened in Georgia? I don't get what happened in Georgia. I don't get how you go from Biden winning Georgia to Kamala Harris losing Georgia. I don't quite get that. Everybody's saying get some rest. I just can't believe again. What the hell did that guy do to deserve a second chance? His lead is growing in Pennsylvania. But do you agree with a man months and months ahead of time saying the election's rigged? For years saying elections are rigged. That's toxic to our entire country. That should be disqualifying in the heart and minds of everybody. That alone, just vocalizing that our entire system is rigged against him. That should be the biggest red flag possible. And there's no false equivalency between Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams. That's all BS. That's all propaganda talking points. If you look at the facts, there's no equivalency between them. These ideas of what now, what's the long, I can't think that straight. I don't even know. Honestly, past right this moment, I can't see. It's darkness. It's black. It's full of shadows. I don't know. And obviously, I was fucking wrong. I sat here for, I don't know, months and months and months saying that Kamala Harris was going to win. And I was fucking wrong. And I'm man enough to admit that.